Sure.
According to the clock.
All
You
right.
did great.
Hey,
All right, thank you, thank you.
Meeting the Dayton Library Building Committee. It's Thursday, December 12th, 2024. It's about 5 minutes past 3. This is a hybrid meeting. Some members are meeting in person at Old Town Hall and some members are on Zoom. We're located at 1111 Somerset Avenue, Dayton, Mass. 02715. The listing of matters are those reasonably anticipated by the chair, which may be discussed at the meeting. Not all items listed may in fact be discussed, and other items not listed may also be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by law. I'm going to ask for a roll call of the members, starting with Ron.
Ron O'Connor, co-chair.
Brett Fearless Trust.
Ken Pacheco, co-chair.
Pat Gales Historical Commission.
Nicole
Nicole
Mello.
Mello, Selectman.
Mark Tavares.
Thank you.
I'll call to order the meeting of the library trustees for the joint meeting with the library building committee. Start with you.
Rita
Leah.
Rougeau, trustee.
Ron O'Connor, trustee chair.
Could we please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Updates regarding the project workstream. As the members know, but maybe not others, Jim Agia is not present. Our town librarian is not present, but he received a report from Jim Agia, and I'm going to read the report to the committee. If you have any questions, I can't answer that. So keep that in mind. BP students have been working intimately. They are making progress, but I/we will need to reassess this around March and decide whether we need to pivot and have the town electrician lend a hand. The selectmen approved the town plumber last night. I have arranged to meet him next week to start on the plumbing restroom upgrades. Concrete company is on a very large job elsewhere. Tom Ferry said he will watch the weather, and if a window opens up that is favorable, highway will pour the landing and sidewalks. Unfortunately, the cleaning company did not work at the building in earnest while I was away. I had ensured that everything was set for them before I left. I have been told that the cleaning company will be at the library to prep for paint within the next couple of weeks. Granite City Partners is experiencing logistical problems due to some changes in personnel. The owner of GCP has assured me that the Dayton Library project is a priority and will provide a procurement timeline for the HVAC to me by next Wednesday. I am not surprised by the lack of progress during the month of November, December. Despite the items mentioned above, I am confident the project will complete on time. And this is submitted by our building commissioner, Jim Agia. And he has sent this today to our town librarian, Mark. So I have no
So
answers.
does that mean we're still on schedule for a September opening?
He said it's on time, so I think we still are. I mean, something like the concrete, that really doesn't impact that much right now anyway, because that's poured. They'll do, I'm sure they'll do the railings and they'll do the surface for the ramp and run it by Jonathan to make sure the service is appropriate. We talked about a skid surface. You wanted to ask me about, and I think Jim talked about it at one of the meetings, with some kind of stuff that will make it so it won't be slippery for people on walkers. So I don't think that's much of a delay. I'm a little concerned about the HVAC. I don't know what the story is on the procurement. We were supposed to have by the middle of December. I realize it's not the middle of December. Something on the HVAC. I forgot what the second thing we're supposed to have for the middle of December, but it's in the minutes. I'll have to refresh myself. So it's something that I can add to what Jim has said. I haven't been over to the library in a bit, so I'm not sure the status of other things over there. I know that the last meeting, he had said that Mike Farrell was going to work on the columns. You weren't at the last meeting, where you passed that.
No.
So he's going to work on the columns. And he was just asked to make sure it's run by you as to how they're going to look. I think you already have an idea of what they're going to have the square bottom,
talked
then
about using the caps.
and the caps at the round bottom,
Yeah.
putting it on top of the
Yeah.
squares and so it won't be all the way up because they're not in great shape. Also talked about your input on the doors. I guess this, Jonathan was concerned about the width of the doors and whatever they do, Jim has an idea on that. He's been asked to run it by you, make sure it's historically correct. And
Yeah.
We understand that because it's ADA, it may not be able to be historically correct. We'll see what we can do to make it the best we can.
So the other mid-December thing was the plumbing contract, and that's done.
Okay, so now that
Yeah.
they've hired a plumber.
Yeah, so so we're just waiting on the HVAC. It's not quite mid-December, so
Almost.
Almost. Yeah. And I know that we have a new town administrator, so I'm assuming all that stuff went out, currently in requests for bids and all that kind of good stuff, so we'll see how that's going.
and GCP is involved in that as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
But their circumstances aren't delaying that.
yeah, no,
Yeah, okay.
when I understand it, it's not, but
Yeah.
I don't know what the personal change is. I mean, we work with Joe Shea and
Holly.
Holly,
Holly.
Only,
so hopefully they're still part of, because we've always worked good for them.
Yeah.
So I have nothing on the budget. Did Mark say he may join us, or?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said he's coming back.
he said he's coming back. I mean, a lot depends on whether he can resolve the battery charging issue, of course, but he plans to come back.
Yeah, and we saw something, there's going to be a meeting here at 4, so.
Trustees are meeting at 4.
Trustee Bowl, what else?
There's
is-
something about a senior tax on the town Zoom.
Yeah, maybe it's not here then.
Maybe
it's
it might be a prime time too.
Yeah.
Because it's on the town. Zoom.
Our meeting is here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, nothing on grants and fundraising. I know that, speaking of Jonathan, I know we got extension on the ADA grant.
Good,
I
yeah.
forget, and we were given, might even be to 2026, but we were given a loan.
Yeah, and the report in the very small print, it says it was extended again to April of 30th, 2026. Reports due June 30th of 26. I had to put my glasses on to see it.
So I think the only possible downside to that is it preempts any further application from us for other funds, and so I think the sooner we can
Soon as,
meet those obligations
Yes.
under the existing
and we
grant, the
can
better.
send them a report and
Yeah.
then hopefully apply
So,
for future grants.
prefer that we not extend that out till April of 2026. I'm not sure that we need the funds, but it's always good to get additional grant funds for things.
Things like
Yeah, can we just come up? Yeah,
fundraising, we talked, we've.
or
said-
actually, can we have Jonathan or Mark confirm that it precludes our eligibility for further funding? I know that was mentioned previously, but it might be good to
So hopefully,
confirm that. I'll follow up
when
with
we
Mark.
use this meeting, he can put that in the minutes.
Yeah, I will talk to Mark.
We talked about fundraising and a letter was submitted to the selectmen, so we do have a committee. I suggested that we meet in January. Do we want to pick a date now to, and
Okay,
who are the members again? It's you and me?
I thought we were going to do some brainstorming in this meeting, right? I think that's what we had, if we had time, we were going to
Yeah.
just do some with the full membership and then
That's fine.
the committee.
Unfortunately, I haven't given it another thought, assuming that we're going to meet in January, so I.
We can wait, we can set, I think we
No,
should,
no.
no, we should set a meeting in January of the committee, but if we have time today, we can brainstorm with people.
Absolutely. Why don't we do it right now, since I think we have time right now? Any brainstorming on fundraising?
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah. I do.
My favorite thing.
Oh, Fundraising in general, you didn't have a favorite fundraising strategy.
I do think, I think it was Mark that suggested or mentioned about either people can donate money and have names, family members or whatever on either a shelf or actually on a bookcase. That might bring some funds in, I think, because I think some people would be interested.
Yeah. I've been in libraries where their community room has names on the chairs, on the backs of chairs. So I mean, I don't think, we don't have fixed seating like that. We could do that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, shelving, people having names, family names on the
Sure.
shelving. We don't need the funding for the shelving per se. It's a way of just
No, but it's-
generating funds for the.
Acknowledging them.
What other things? Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, anything fixed like that that we can attach people's names to, sure.
I know we've already got some donations for that.
Good.
Yeah, I was with someone today who keeps asking me if they're doing anything. She'd like to do something in memory of her parents.
Mhm.
I think that, I think there'd be a few people in our community that would be interested.
Yeah.
Doing something like
Sure.
that.
Yeah, because I would do something, because my mom was a huge library user.
Once in a great while, Betty,
I know.
everyday Pat.
We want, no, I guess. we could. So we're thinking about sort of naming and sort of fixed assets like that.
So if you do, you could also do a plaque, you know,
With just
with just,
donors.
with just the donors'
Mhm.
names on it, you know. It probably depends on how much space, wall space. You know, like for the shelves, you're eventually gonna run out of shelves if you're gonna put plaques at on the end caps for those. I would hope you would run out of spaces.
Yeah, but you could do like a couple of tiers or something, so
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
because the people that we have to put something up for had donated this money long ago for the part of the large print section in the library in memory of their mother's.
Yeah.
So it would have to go, that would definitely have to go in the large print,
Right.
you know?
Okay.
Do you remember how many of those there are?
There's only that one, there's only that one that's specified, so, but, you know, I mean, they did it when it was just a, you know, twinkle in our
Yes.
eye, you know, for a new library. And she was, you know, so.
Yeah.
And it was a good chunk of money. I don't remember how much.
How about donations towards landscaping? Plants, shrubs. People could contribute towards that because we could have a plaque of sorts there.
Yeah, I know like they have, we don't really have any place for it, but like bricks, I don't know what we would do with that, you know, or something like that, which is where a lot of places do theirs, because then the walkways are brick or whatever, and you can find your name on that, but
I know that the Dayton Historical Society looked into that a few years back. We went with one company, they gave us a sample, I won't mention the company, but we didn't like the sample that they gave us. But you would really have to sell a few bricks, you
Yeah.
know,
to make
actually
it
benefit.
to make it a brick,
Much
yeah, yeah.
10 of bricks in it.
Yeah.
And they use a lot of, you know, veterans and stuff like that, because you got more names, a lot more names that can be put there, but I'm not sure. I forget the cost of the brick, and I don't know if we want to charge $25 a brick, and it might have been, this is years ago, $12 or $13 to have the brick, because they have to individually be, you know, the names can be put on it,
Yeah.
made, so. I'm not sure if we can seriously consider that, given that we don't have an area.
I know Anne was trying to find out what they did as far as numbers when they did the Tiverton Library, but she said she couldn't find it, and of course, she doesn't work there anymore, so. She couldn't remember what, you know, they sold bricks for X and they sold shelf things for Y. And, you know,
Well, yeah, you can give people options. That's a good idea, that. Give them options as to.
Middleborough has done or is doing bricks, and they're charging $50 per brick. But you also get like a miniature brick, this big, you know, you can permanently place that in your home somewhere, but anyway, so I just don't know what the return on that is. I think that's what you were saying
Yeah.
is like,
It's
a lot of time and effort, and
Yeah.
you might net like $1,000 on 100 bricks. Doesn't sound like a lot.
right, but I'm just saying there should be tiers, so people wanted to, you know, give $50, that's totally fine. If they were gonna go like into the thousands, which is I think what this woman did,
Yeah,
or her family did, then, you know, there should be a little more.
well, that's a good point. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also the maintenance of the bricks, which I think would be an issue. But I know the libraries have.
And on the church green in Taunton, and those are all veterans and their names are on them,
Mhm.
so I don't know, you know, and people walk on those.
Yeah, probably. If they're done properly,
Yeah.
they'll do well. So,
I bought a book, I don't think well, this is probably like 8, 9 years ago. Whenever they put it in, because I bought one for my husband. And I think I only paid 25, but I'm sure the price is gone up, because
Yeah.
the society was like, they were gonna be quite expensive for the amount of money, because you have to make, the fundraiser, so you have to make your money on it.
They also have those, I don't know, tiles. Like, I don't know how much wall space in the children's room there is for decorative things, but if you had, they make these, I don't know, 6x6 tiles, and then
Mhm.
kids can do their artwork on them. And then they just basically,
yeah, PTO has done that.
right? And so then it's like, the kids there, and they can go back when they're 30 and see the fish they drew for the wall, the library. But I don't, like I said, I don't know how much actual wall space there is there.
There's also the ramp going up to the children's area. Something needs to be done design wise with that, and that could be something somebody could donate towards if we had a cost for that. I mean, I don't even know what we're planning to do with that space.
Or even just a mural,
A
have the
mural,
kids
some-
come in and
Yeah.
draw,
I don't know, there's like fundraising things, and there are decorative things, and the decorative things could be a fundraising thing, or they could just be,
Yeah, you give, like I said, 4x4, 6x6, that's your little thing.
and we're not looking, it's not like we have, like one of those fundraising thermometers where we have a goal, which is good. But I think it would be nice to have a fund, from which we could draw in the future when something comes up and we say, oh, we got a new building, but we missed this. And Mark has talked about that before, that it's not like necessary, but it's the nice to have kinds of things that later on we might say, gee, I wish we'd done this. Oh, good, we've got money.
And like, you said, Rita said that there are people who really want to donate. They just don't have a way of doing it, or
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, because she said once, what we do in the Portuguese Water Dog Club of America, we have tiers. Like if you donate $50, you're this level, all the way up to $5,000. And people will donate, like, in memory of a dog that died or a member that died. And they just send out a flyer like every so many months. You start putting stuff here, there, and everywhere, you're gonna run out. If you do like maybe a big plaque and put,
Yeah.
this level and in memory of such and such. So it's there. But it's not all over, like this doesn't have a plaque and this doesn't have a plaque.
Yeah.
Eventually you're gonna run out of.
Yeah, space,
spots.
yeah.
But like I said, there is one that has been donated
Right.
just for that.
Sure. Well,
That was, specific, yeah.
it's a good point, because somebody may donate and say, I wish I could have got my name on a shelf rather than on a plaque. Well, there are no shelves left,
We're
so
gonna have a lot of shelves though.
Yeah.
Make me think about it.
if you want to see if Nicole, or if they have anything over there, Nicole or Mark.
Do you want to comment on anything about fundraising, Nicole or Mark?
No, I don't have anything extra. You guys have a lot of good ideas though. I'm jotting them down for if I ever have any fundraising needs.
I thought you were just gonna donate.
I thought she was doing a top tier 5,000.
That's
so
right.
I thought that's what
Yeah,
I heard.
I thought I was paying for the whole building, but I'm happy to hear others are gonna contribute.
Well, when I win Mega Millions or whatever it is.
Mark, do you have anything, any ideas for fundraising that we haven't discussed already?
Mark's not there.
I don't know,
Yeah, but
he unmuted, but we can't hear him.
I can't hear you, Mark, if you're speaking.
Oh, that's weird.
It's a great idea, Mark.
Thank you for that. We'll take a vote on that shortly.
No, he muted and unmuted and it's still not working.
Yeah.
So he's there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark, we can't hear you.
I hope you can hear us though, Mark.
But I guess he could because we told him we couldn't hear him and he,
Yeah, that's true, yes. Well, I think we've talked about some ideas.
Yeah.
Something we can talk about in
we
January.
could set a date for the committee to talk a little bit more about it and come back.
You could, you got time for one more?
Absolutely.
You could also have, like, some people like to buy for their specific interests, say, and I would donate to buy books, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or this would be, and it could be earmarked for whatever, and it can even be going forward where, you know, every year I donate 100 books to buy books for the library to give back, you know, whatever. Just as a,
So that's a good point to end with. There's like an earmarking kind of contribution, and then there is a general contribution. So the earmarking, you know, would be recognized in some different way than a general contribution where we have a plaque with tiers, and we can identify with the 3 tiers, and we would, so that's great. You know, that's a great idea. People can earmark towards things, and we can identify things that
the needs
earmark
are,
funds
yep.
for, or you can be just a general contributor, and at various levels, and you would get your name on a plaque.
So how do we recognize that person? I'll say she earmarks so much money to buy 100 books. How do we give her credit for that, or acknowledge that?
Maybe,
A newsletter.
Yeah.
A newsletter, and, excuse me. These are the people that have contributed, again, do levels, purchase of new books.
and it can go in the town report as well.
Yeah,
Do it yearly.
sure.
Yes.
Well, thanks for us to think through it at our meeting.
Good ideas.
Yeah.
And community updates and information.
Did you want to set a date?
Yes, for the members. I know it's you and me again. And Mark, that's right, Mark Tavares. And, but there was a 4th person. I
Mark Propnik?
think you're right.
I think Mark and the 2 of you.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Mark and Larry and Curly.
but not Mo.
Mark and his
All right. So we'll wait till Mark gets here.
Yeah.
And maybe Mark.
Sure.
Okay.
Has everybody had an opportunity to read the minutes? November 7th.
Yep.
If so,
Motion to approve minutes.
for a second.
A second.
Any questions about the minutes or any corrections? If not, I'll call for a vote. I'll start with Ron.
Ron O'Connor, aye.
Britt, aye.
Campuchico, aye.
I'll abstain, 'cause I wasn't here.
Nicole. Nicole. on the
Nicole
minute.
Mello, I.
Mark
Yeah.
Tavares, aye, if you can hear me now.
Yeah, we hear you now. Thank you, Mark.
Now,
Okay,
it passes unanimously.
okay. I'll entertain a motion from the trustees to approve the minutes of the November 7, 2024 meeting.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the November
7,
7th meeting.
A second.
okay. Any discussion? All right, we'll vote. Ron O'Connor, aye.
Rita Russo, aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
We'll schedule our next meeting, I guess. I know Mark's not here. It's important, obviously, he'd be here, but why don't we set a tentative date and Mark can attend.
So the first Thursday would be the day after the holiday, so probably,
So you want that?
yeah, second first, yeah. The 9th, I guess it would be.
The 9th?
Yeah, that's what we've been doing anyway. right?
Thursday of.
Yeah, because that's when the trustees.
Yeah, I think that he's got vacation through the 4th. So he'll be here on the 9th, as far as I
January
can,
9th.
January 9th.
excuse me. And I may or may not be here.
Hey,
Hey, Mark,
hello. Yeah, just entertain a motion to adjourn.
just about the adjournment, but now that you're here, maybe,
So tentatively,
Yes.
our next meeting is January 9th, at 3 o'clock. It's the second Thursday of
Okay,
Jim, is that okay with you? That's-
it is. I did check with Jim to see if he had any days in January he couldn't make it. He said January is wide open on Thursday.
Okay, so
Great, thank you.
January 9th,
3 p.m.
25.
Is that correct?
January 9th, yep.
So I did bring I'll give it back to you. See if something.
I had him.
Okay, yes, perfect. I read the letter. All right. I mentioned that if anybody had any questions, I could not answer them. So,
I would have said the same. Yes.
and I didn't have any information on the budget you have been.
I do. I know in our last meeting,
Wait,
there was some question as to whether the $10,000 deposit from the Friends was in fact deposited. And on this particular statement, as of 11/5, it has been deposited. From the Friend accounts, the new library gift accounts at $68,913. That reflects that. And we did get some good news within the week, and that first round of Meg Leg was granted to us for a total of $11,259.72. Second round usually comes in like March-ish, but as is the case with all previous Meg Leg funds, that's discretionary. And right now I have eyes on this project for those funds. And so that's just 11,000 change to add to pot. Good.
We did have one question.
Yes.
Regarding the ADA grants and the extension to
Yes.
April of 2026.
Yes.
Does that preclude our application for other funding through?
From that particular source, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my point was, let's try to move it quickly if we can.
Yep.
We can apply for those funds, because I think having ADA related grant funds.
Yep.
Is, and rural communities grant funds from ALA is a good thing. So we should at least keep in mind, keep that in mind.
Yeah, it was easiest on their end to make that the extension the way they did it.
Yeah,
They-
okay.
They treated it as if it were like a new application for their like
okay.
paperwork purposes.
Yeah.
And so, yep, no, we're not going to apply rent, so this is great. So for them, it was just easier to treat it as if it was a new application and extend it that way.
But if we got things done by the
Yeah.
middle of March,
Yes.
we could say, okay, we want to start,
Send in a report.
put in you send in the
And
report.
if Jim's last sentence holds, I am confident the project will complete on time. If that holds, we should spend those funds down well before that.
Yeah,
that
okay,
extended deadline.
good. All right. So we're not, yeah, that's good. So we can negotiate back
Yes, yes.
to a later,
So
to
our
an earlier
timeline
date.
is September,
September, fall, yeah,
September, fall.
September, fall.
fall.
That's kind of broad.
That's okay.
I heard November, someone said November. I said, oh, that's funny. I'm on the committee and
I wonder who said November.
Someone made it up.
Okay, all right.
Well, it's changed so much.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, everybody,
Fall.
I mean, when I did first start, I was on, I was all set and ready to move in, like, we up and running now.
You were-
I was ready to go,
By
yeah.
yourself.
I don't know. Anybody who said November, you can say you were wrong. We're now in December.
Yes.
December.
We're going by the
Until
last
the
line here. I am
21st,
confident
it's
the
still
project will
fall.
complete on,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
on his time, maybe.
well,
Okay,
that's true.
yeah, we will.
I am
Get done.
optimistic by nature.
We will be done. It will be in.
Did all the procurement stuff
We're
get
all
done for the
optimistic.
HVAC?
By nature, we probably.
No, it did not.
I am not.
So we have a question about the
True.
procurement for HVAC.
Yeah, Jim made that, GCP, they had, okay, so logistical issues and changes in personnel. So Holly, who had been our main contact,
Mhm.
she got employment elsewhere.
Ah.
And so there's someone else stepping in, and I actually did a walkthrough with that particular person, whose name I can't remember, and I'm very sorry. But it was with her, and it was with Joe O'Shea. We did a walkthrough. So I met her, and she's getting up to speed, but I think that's what Jim was referencing in his
Okay,
note here.
good.
That's too.
Well, that's,
It is, she
Yeah,
was, she was on
But
top of
that's
it.
great,
She was.
great.
but it's reassuring
Yeah,
that
great.
Joe is like right on top of
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
coming down for walkthroughs. So,
Yep.
yeah, that is definitely reassuring. So,
Any questions of the budget or anything that Jim has made comments about? Community updates and information, you have anything for us on that?
I do not.
Okay. We did a little bit of brainstorming with fundraising, we talked about different options.
Okay.
We suggested maybe bricks, although I don't think that's probably going to happen. We talked about shelving, people being able to give names.
And that already, there was at least one donation for it.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's sounds like a good, fairly good donation, so that has to be represented well, whatever we're gonna do. We talked about different tiers of donations, what it would mean. You talked about the kids, I'm not sure if that was fundraising, though, making the tiles. Is that really fundraising, or is that just giving?
Well, it can be, or it doesn't just have to be kids either. You can have whoever
No,
wants
you can
to.
make a tile, yeah. sure.
I could make a tile. You wouldn't want it, but I could do it.
Patty could make it time.
We talked about tiles or a mural. We weren't sure how much space is in the children's, that we could put tiles up.
Oh, okay, yep. Yeah,
But he was mentioning the walls that on the
The ramp.
ramp.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, yep.
Possibility.
Mhm.
Anything I missed, Ron, or anybody else? In the fundraiser?
Yeah, I think in summary, for what Britt had said as we're wrapping up, is that there can be sort of a general contribution thing for which we have a plaque and people's names at different levels, and then there can be earmarking. So it'd be a contribution towards a specific purpose, such as shelves or. Yeah.
Materials.
But we'll talk, we were gonna set a date, Mark, but we wanted to wait till you got here
Mhm.
to do that. I don't know if the 9th at 2:00 would work. Since we're meeting on
For committee,
three.
meeting on
The committee, you're on the committee, right?
Right, but I think Mark Tavares would like it later than that.
Oh, that's right, yes, thank you for remembering that.
You're welcome.
So like 4:00 then, is that what you?
Well, trustees meet at 4.
Well, you could meet it too.
We could meet it too.
We
And
could
then-
meet at 2,
And
We could
then
meet it too.
yeah,
that would work.
sure, good idea.
Does that work for Mark?
Mark, are you able to meet on January 9th at 4:00 for fundraising committee?
Yes, I can.
Okay, our regular meeting will be at 3, and at 4:00 we'll meet on fundraising. Okay, that sounds
Good, great.
And
2, 3, and 4.
trustees, we'll meet at 2.
good.
Mhm.
Save the cookies, because that's gonna be a long day.
They're gonna be stale.
Please grab some. Whatever you don't grab is going to, I have a hunch, reappear at a friend's Christmas party.
Don't need those.
They may show up, who knows?
There's a lot of food. So are we meeting the trustees here at 2?
If we can get the space here at 2, obviously
2
this,
o'clock?
if we can get the space here, or we could meet over at
Children's.
Children's if we need to, but if it could be here, then of course that'd be,
Sure.
More convenient.
yeah.
Sure.
How
Convenient.
convenient.
And Mark, we managed to get in with Pat's help to get into the Zoom.
Excellent.
We called Laura, we
I
figured out
didn't
the
even have a chance to
password.
set it up.
Britt
I'm
Britt
sorry.
came in and we sorted out the password
It
and
was? I hadn't even turned it on.
And, but I got us in.
Okay, thank
Don't
you.
ask me what I
Okay.
and
did.
it's recording. Still.
Excellent.
Good. Right.
The minutes have been approved.
Don't ask them.
Okay.
That's it.
Probably without you taking notes. Is anybody taking notes
I
about?
took some, I'll give them to you.
Okay.
I was like, oh, yeah.
What's Mark's wording?
Yep.
Meeting in.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor, starting with Ron.
Ron O'Connor, aye.
Britt, aye.
Kevin Kiko, aye.
Pat Mills, aye.
Mark Brocknick, guy.
Nicole Mello, I.
Mark Tavares, aye.
Passes unanimously. Meeting has adjourned.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the library trustees meeting.
I so move.
Second,
Okay, we'll vote. Ron O'Connor, aye.
And Mike tonight. Rita Russo, aye.
Trustees meeting adjourned. Thank you.
When is the?
Bye, everyone. Have a Merry Christmas.